I'm joined on the line by Tshego Bokaba. She's the director of the Men in the Making program. She's joining us via Skype to speak a little bit more about the program and to speak to us about some of its successes. Tshego, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, won't you start us off by describing to us what exactly is the Men in the Making program?
The Men in the Making program is an initiative aimed at empowering a boy child, exposing boys to the different careers that corporate South Africa and government department offer, as well as incorporating a life skill element into the program, because we're trying to have a holistic approach where we empower a boy in his education, life skills, and beyond, so it's basically saying to a boy child, there's more to life beyond crime, there's more to life beyond drugs, because we looked at the high school dropout, we looked at people who are in conflict with the law and realized that it's actually a boy child. So it's about time that we come up with an initiative geared towards empowering a boy child.
Tshego, I want you to speak to us a little bit more about that. You've touched on it briefly, but my next question is going to be, why specifically are we looking at boys? Because we certainly know that there is a huge scope for the empowerment of young girls in South Africa, but of course your organization has really identified the importance of dealing with young men. Speak to us a little bit more about why this is the case.
I think we came up with the Making initiative because there are so many initiatives geared towards a girl child. I understand what we're trying to do with empowering a boy child, with empowering a girl child, trying to fix the imbalances of the past. But at the rate we're going, we're neglecting a boy child. And if we're not careful, 5 or 10 years down the line, we'll find ourselves trying to fix the same imbalances that we're creating today for a boy child, or the same imbalances that we're trying to fix for a girl child today, fixing for a boy child. So for me, it's just when we're talking about an empowered youth, we're talking about both male and female, both boy and girl. So it doesn't help to only empower one gender and leave out the other, because at the end of the day, these people must come together and empower our society and contribute to the socio-economic development of our country. So for me, it's imperative that we look at both genders, male and female. It's just that as Tracker, we decided to come up with one that focuses specifically on boys because of the many initiatives that are empowering a girl child.
So Tshego, how does the program work, and what would a typical day or a typical empowerment session or day be like for one of the children who are involved in the program?
How the program works is that we have a partnership. We are in partnership with the Department of Basic Education. So we work very closely with them, as well as corporate South African government departments. So a company will tell us that these are the caliber of boys that we're looking for, and we will match the company with that the boys they've requested. And of course, in sourcing the schools and the boys, we rely on the Department of Basic Education. And once a company hosts boys on the Men in the Making Day, which is today, they are at liberty to expose the boys to whatever it is that they want to expose them to, as long as at the end of it all it's going to benefit the boys positively. But a typical day would look like an opening address by the company CEO, someone coming from the HR department talking about the career opportunities at that company, bursary opportunities at a company. We have motivational speakers coming to talk to the boys, coming to encourage them so that they go back differently. We have a job shadowing opportunity where boys who, for instance, if a boy would like to become an accountant, they will job shadow an accountant within a company. If a boy would like to become a graphic designer, they will spend a few hours with a graphic designer. So we try to match the boys with someone who's already in a position which they aspire to be in one day.
Now, Tshego, you've actually had the privilege of seeing many success stories, and in fact, some of the young men on the program have graduated from university. If you take a step back from your role as director, and when you see these young men coming through the ranks, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm so proud. I mean, it's a project that's very close to my heart. I initiated it, I introduced it to the company, and they just absolutely loved it. So for me, this is like, the boys are my kids, they're like my own kids. They're very close to my heart. Their success is my success. Their failure is my failure. So I'm very proud. Even today, we have the 2 boys who recently graduated as part of our program. They're coming back to talk to the young boys who are starting on the program. They are our ambassadors. They are our role models for the young boys who are coming up. So it's something that I'm very, very proud of. And Trekka is also immensely proud of.
Now, speak to us a little bit more about these boys who have graduated and who are now giving back to the rest of the group of young men. What type of skills are they imparting? How are they going to be involved in the process?
They are pursuing a career in accountancy because they would like to become chartered accountant. And in our midst today, we have boys who are aspiring to become accountants and chartered accountants, investors, auditors. So they're there to just guide them, tell them about the subjects, the life beyond matric. What is life like at tertiary level? What are the things to look out for? Of course, it's going to be your first year next year. You'll get excited, but this is what it means to actually be in tertiary. So they're like playing that big brother role. And of course, also telling them about how they started. The one boy, Leto, said, when he first came to Trekka, we gave him a sticker, and that sticker, we had written on it, Leto, the accountant. So that thing sticked with him. That thing it was just with him wherever he went. In his mind, he was already that accountant. He saw himself as that accountant. That actually helped him to work towards becoming who he is today.
Tshego, if somebody is watching this video and something that you've said about the empowerment of South Africa's young men really resonates with them, where can they get more information on the program, and how can they get in contact?
They can visit our website, www.trekka.co.za, or they can call me up on 011 998 4877, or send an email to tbukaba@trekka.co.za. We are actually encouraging companies in coastal areas as well to participate, because the majority of the companies come from Johannesburg, so which means we're impacting boys in Johannesburg mostly, and we would like to touch other provinces as well. So if there's anyone listening out there in Cape Town, Durban, PE, wherever, we're just encouraging them to also participate and say, this program is a nationwide program. Let's all pull together and make a difference.
That's Tshego Bokaba. She's joining us on the line from the Men in the Making program. Tshego, thank you so much for joining us today, and we certainly wish you all the best in the future.